This is Eyewitness News with live breaking news.
Welcome back to Eyewitness News at 11:30 a.m. I'm Leslie Sykes, and we are following some breaking news right now in San Bernardino.
Yes, I'm Philip Palmer, and we are getting reports of an active shooter, and some of this information is coming via social media and Twitter. According to the San Bernardino Fire Department, they have sent units to respond to reports of 20 shooting victims. This near the 1300 block of South Waterman. Also, the Sheriff's Department has tweeted out, they sent out a note that said a hard closure at Orange Show Road and Waterman and Park Center Circle in San Bernardino. They're telling people to avoid that area due to police activity. Again, that is a hard closure at Orange Show Road and Waterman and Park Center Circle in San Bernardino. And
we have Air 7 on the way there. We are told that SWAT units are en route to that location. The facility is called the Inland Regional Center. That's what we know so far. We are waiting to get a visual picture of exactly what's going on. But as far as we know at this point, up to 20 people shot, an active shooter situation. So it's not clear the situation surrounding the suspect, but we are efforting more information on that.
Well, and you know, one of the things that the social media provides us is that so many of these things are coming from the departments themselves. For instance, the San Bernardino Fire Department, they mentioned that the police department is trying to clear the scene. This is a very fluid situation. We have Rob McMillan, who is on his way there. And as you mentioned, Air 7 HD on the way. And we got an ETA a few minutes ago that they were about 20 minutes out. But again, one of the things we want to point out is the area that we're talking about, because you really do need to avoid that area, because the last information that we have was that it was an active shooter and that there were upwards of 20 victims. And again, this is in the neighborhood of 1300 block of South Waterman. This is the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department tweet that we were talking about, the area that you want to avoid near Park Center. And again, SBCSD assisting. So a lot of agencies are going to be involved in this. The actual address is 1494 South Waterman Avenue, but we're talking about a large area that they're going to want to keep people out of. The number of people injured could be 20, but again, this is fluid. We're trying to get as much information as we can. We can go to Rob McMillan. We mentioned that he's on his way, and Rob is just now getting powered up and ready to go. So I know, Rob, that we're kind of throwing this right at you, but what can you tell us as far as what you've learned en route to this location?
Well, we're probably about a quarter mile to a half mile south of where this is all happening. We're at the 1700 block of South Waterman, and what we can confirm is San Bernardino police are saying there are multiple victims, and this is an active shooter situation at a location at 1494 South Waterman called the Inland Regional Center. And over the past 5 minutes, we've seen perhaps maybe a dozen to up to 15 fire engines, police cars, some marked, some unmarked, every minute or so, just speeding up that way. And from what we can tell you right now, no one is in custody. Now, I'd like to bring in Sergeant Vicky Cervantes with the San Bernardino Police Department. What can you add to what's going on here?
It's actually in I believe it's the 1300 block of North Waterman. It is an active shooter. It's a very active scene, very fluent. We're still trying to secure the building. We have not yet done so. We've had reports of one shooter, up to 3 shooters, and we've heard multiple victims. San Bernardino City Fire is also on scene. As you can see, there are agencies from all of our local agencies that have come in to assist us on this in hopes that we can get this resolved.
Could you tell us how big the perimeter is right now?
Well, right now we're stopping all traffic southbound, Waterman and Orange Show Road. Obviously, all traffic northbound here at Vanderbilt. There are really no cross streets in between there, so it's quite a large perimeter at this point.
Is there anything you can tell us about how this information actually first came into the police department?
I don't have that information at that time or at this time, but I will get that.
Okay. Do we know of any potential hostages or any innocent people, or do you have the suspects surrounded at this point?
Because we have not completely cleared that building, I don't know what's in the building. I don't know if the suspects are in there or who's in there at this time, but we have officers in the building right now. that are going through door to door to do a complete search.
What would you tell people in this area about what they can do to stay out of your way?
The best thing to do is completely stay out of the area. We don't know where those shooters are. They are heavily armed, and they are possibly wearing body armor, things of that nature. It is not a safe area to be. It's very dangerous, and the fewer innocent people we have in here, the better.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Vicky Cervantes with the San Bernardino Police Department. We really don't know much at this point. We know that there's an active shooter, multiple victims reported, perhaps 1 to 3 suspects. Police just don't know at this point, can't confirm that. And again, as we see another vehicle, we've seen now perhaps 20 to 25 vehicles just hauling north here on Waterman, trying to get into that scene. They're trying to work on a perimeter, but at this point, we can't say exactly what that perimeter is. Safe to say it's fairly wide, and multiple victims reported. Up to 20 we've heard, but again, we cannot confirm that number at this point. It's still too early on in the investigation. Again, police telling everyone in this area to stay away, let them do their job. You can see 40 King, the sheriff's helicopter over there, descending in altitude. Again, not sure exactly what's going on here. We are far enough away that we don't feel that we're giving away any of the officers' positions or anything like that. And we see an ambulance now heading south away from the scene, back this direction. Again, multiple people down, up to 20 we've heard people down in this active shooter situation. Again, it happened at the 1300 block of South Waterman, Inland Regional Center. We're here just south of the scene, and we'll keep you updated on information as we get it. Reporting live, Rob McMillan, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Well, Rob, don't go away. I want to bring in some information for you because, again, you're just now getting in on this. The Inland Regional Center, as we're being told, according to their Facebook page, serves individuals with developmental disabilities in Riverside and San Bernardino County. So that's information for you. But also what we're hearing is one of the things that we heard most actively there was that there is the possibility, A, these people are heavily armed, and B, possibly wearing body armor. You heard that from Rob's interview that he had there. And upwards of 3 people, she mentioned, between 1 and 3. The company overview, as far as kind of what they are, it was, according to their Facebook page again, built on a foundation of independence, inclusion, and empowerment. So this is for people with developmental disabilities. That is the actual address of the facility that we're talking about. And as you heard the officer mention a moment ago, it is a larger facility. So, Rob, you're seeing a lot of activity. We're also getting word that they're being told to shelter in place. People in that area being told to shelter in place. Is that what you're hearing as well?
Stand by. I'm getting some information. Stand by.
Okay, you do that. We'll continue here. You're seeing a lot of fire, police, medical assistance going in and out of that area. We saw a truck during his interview with police sirens going very quickly past there. But we're just now getting word from our assignment desk that 30 people, we're maybe thinking they were called hostages at one point. We'll try to get more information on that. They're coming out of the building.
Philip, can you hear me?
The building. I can, Rob. Go ahead and tell us what you have.
Well, we're now getting information from a very reliable source that there are 12 confirmed fatalities here. We're still trying to have others confirm that information, but a very reliable source telling me right now that 12 confirmed fatalities.
Well, Rob, that is it's unfortunate because with 20 people listed as possibly injured, unfortunately, we assumed somebody would be fatally injured, but to hear 12.
Yes, and again, it's at the Inland Regional Center that offers sex education classes to individuals with developmental disabilities. So we imagine that they have a staff there, and it's a large facility and several people working there. Again, the information that we are getting, 30 hostages coming out, and one immediate patient being taken to Loma Linda. We did see ambulances going past Rob's location there, but as Rob did tell us, he has confirmed that there are 12 fatalities so far. And we will continue to watch this as sheriffs are scurrying everywhere, trying to get this situation under control. No information yet on the active shooter. What's going on with that?
Well, and the sad fact of that is, as the officer was talking to Rob just a moment ago, we don't even know, and authorities don't know at this point, apparently, how many people we're talking about as far as who they're looking for. She said between 1 and 3, heavily armed, possibly wearing body armor. One of the problems in situations like this is you can't really allow medical personnel to just go actively into the area and give treatment to those who are injured, because then they are also put at risk. So there needs to be a measure of securing this location so that we can get those who are just injured out. But again, Rob reporting he has 12 confirmed fatalities through his source. Rob, it looks like you have something there.
Spell that, please.
MarcosAguilera.
Okay, and you're telling me that your wife is in that building?
Just got out of the building right now.
What did she see?
She said the guy came in next to her office and I guess started shooting. They locked themselves in her office. They seen bodies on the floor, and she said right now ambulance are taking people out in stretchers. She was able to get out of the building already, but there's still people inside.
Was she hurt? Is she okay?
No, she's okay. She said SWAT is already inside right now.
Did she tell you what the suspects looked like?
She said all you heard was the shots. She didn't get a chance to see anything.
Okay, and what business does she work in?
Inland Regional Center.
Okay, and what do they do at that business?
She works with kids with disabilities.
Okay. And do you have any idea how many people are typically in the building this time of day?
It's a pretty big building. I don't know, probably a couple hundred.
How did you first hear about what happened?
She texted me. She said she was inside, that there was a shooter outside shooting, that she's locked in her office. She said, "I love you," and I came over here.
I can't imagine when you got her on the phone, she said she was out. How relieved you must be.
Yeah, just right now, just a little while ago, so yeah.
What do you think of watching all these ambulances?
I mean, I'm glad that they came out right away, because I called 911 right away and they already knew about it. So, I got here as soon as I could. I work in downtown Riverside. I left work and just headed out here. Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Really appreciate that. Again, one of the witnesses in there describing what he saw. So we'll move down here. You can see they're continuing to set up the perimeter. Again, saying that his wife, who works in that building, heard the shots, and she sheltered in place, locking herself inside one of the offices with a coworker. And as they were leaving, she was walking by bodies on the ground. So again, we don't have an exact number of confirmed dead. We have heard from a very reliable source that number is 12, but as you know, unfortunately, in these situations, that number tends to change as we learn more and more. Again, we are here at the intersection of Waterman Avenue and Vanderbilt Way, approximately half a mile south of the scene, and you can see this is where we're being held. We have many. This is the 4th ambulance now, I'm told, that has been seen leaving the area. Still nothing confirmed as to whether any suspects are in custody. We have seen a number of fire engines and ambulances heading up to the area. Here's ambulance number 5 leaving the scene with lights and sirens heading south from the location where this active shooter situation is still underway. I still see the sheriff's helicopters, 2 of them circling in the skies above, and again, no information as to whether anyone is in custody at this point. We'll send it back to you for now.
All right, Rob, thank you very much for that, and what we heard from that interview with Rob, the man very concerned.
We're going to tripod.
Was able to talk to his wife, who was inside. He describes it as a large facility with a few hundred people, and she was saying that she heard shooting outside, and she was able to get out of there and walked past bodies. And as we have seen, multiple police agencies and the ambulances are responding, and Rob was just counting the ambulances as they were going by, and he did have confirmation of 12 people confirmed dead.
One of the things when he asked about how many people work at that facility, again, according to their Facebook page, some 670 people are on staff there. We do not know how many were at the location at the time of this shooting, but they are providing services to some 30,000 plus people with developmental disabilities and their families. They service San Bernardino and Riverside counties. But it was also information coming from inside the facility that was somewhat confusing as well, because we know there's an active shooter situation underway, but then the gentleman that Rob was talking about his wife who had already seen SWAT in the building. So we're getting word that at least rescue and first responders are in the building, but we still, according to police, do not know exactly how many people we're talking about that were in that building. And please bear with us on this. There's going to be a lot of this that comes in very slowly, and we're not going to know things as quickly maybe as you might hear them on social media. We want to confirm a lot of this stuff as it comes in, but we can say more than roughly 20 people have been injured in this. That is the initial call from first responders, San Bernardino, their sheriff, their fire department, their police department, upwards of 20 people. And then, according to Rob, a reliable source of his that says 12 of them have been fatalities. And again, we don't know if we're talking about people who go there for guidance and counseling, or if we're talking about staff members. We don't know who has been injured and killed in this, but we've called them hostages. And again, in that circumstance, we're just kind of maybe talking about people who were in the building. We don't necessarily know from authorities if they were being held hostage and then released.
Certainly, and
so
you can
some
see
of that
SWAT
is still
right there, getting ready. They're about half a mile from the location where Rob is, and as we see on the ground in Rob's picture, there are people coming out, concerned people. You can see SWAT there with their firearms, and also people on social media responding, posting things on the Facebook page, sending prayers for everyone. Also, I'm praying for all of you at IRC. Pray for IRC. So the word getting around of what is happening here at IRC, serving San Bernardino and Riverside communities. An active shooter, at least one, possibly up to 3. We know that SWAT is on scene, clearing buildings, trying to get a handle on that situation and stop what is just multiple fatalities here.
We want to go back now to Rob McMillan. Rob, so many people just trying to make their way to this facility when they hear that their loved ones are at that location. What do you have for us now?
People, and they were hiding.
So your daughter was in there, and you got a text message. Tell me.
Said that someone had come in and started shooting, and they ran into an office, and she's hiding with some other people. And our friend's daughter's in there too, and she texted, and so they're both hiding.
As we speak.
That's all I know.
Is she still hearing gunshots?
She didn't say anything about gunshots, but someone, I think, must have told her, because she never said she heard gunshots, but somehow she knew that she said 10 to 20 people were shot.
And where does she work?
I don't know the name of the place, but it's a government agency that, helps people deal with the healthcare stuff.
Has she seen any victims down?
No, she hasn't said anything about that. She's been hiding.
I imagine you must be really concerned right now.
It's your daughter?
Sorry.
Yeah.
She's hiding in there?
Yeah.
What'd she say to you? She sent you some texts?
She did.
What did she say?
She said, shooting at my work, people shot, in the office waiting for cops.
But she's okay.
Pray for us. I am locked in an office. That's it.
What is your name?
Terry Pettit.
How do you spell it?
T-E-R-R-Y.
Again, very emotional scene out here with, you know, some of these people. You know, we heard just about 10 minutes ago from some folks who very relieved to hear that their family member had gotten out okay. Obviously, a very different situation here with Terry Pettit. I'm being told that right now we have seen 8 ambulances leave the scene just within the past 10 minutes or so. Again, from what he says, there are people, his daughter included, still locked inside that building. So very, very nerve-wracking for a lot of people out here. We've seen a number of people coming up to us here asking us for information about what's going on at this point. It has been about 10 minutes since we've been briefed with the San Bernardino, or briefed by the San Bernardino Police Department. No exact word on the number of shooters that are still. Did you guys come from the scene?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about what happened?
Oh, I don't know. We were inside the store, so we don't know.
Okay.
They work across the street.
Okay, they work across the street. Obviously, don't know much more than we do about what's going on out here. But again, this is what we've seen just the past 20 minutes that we've been here, and we're going to see a number of vehicles come by again. Here we go. There's a highway patrol truck, a second one. Again, agencies from all over the region coming in to help out. We know the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department is involved. Rialto Police is involved. I think Fontana Police has been called in to help. And still a number of very, very concerned people out here as this active shooter situation in the city of San Bernardino continues at a business known as Inland Regional Center on the 1300 block of South Waterman.
Okay,
here's
Rob,
the 9th ambulance on its way now.
You're now looking at Air 7 above the scene live. So Rob's shot is on your left. Air 7 HD is above the scene on the right. You see they are triaging many people. I'm getting word from social media. Elizabeth Humphrey, a woman who I have exchanged emails and tweets with in the past, has told us that at that facility, the Inland Regional Center, she goes there with her son periodically. Mostly, she says mostly it's staff there, but they do hold classes for the disabled at that facility. So just a little thank you to her for giving us that information, but to give us a little bit of an idea as to who will likely be there. It is a large staff of people there at that location.
And you see people walking out right now with their hands up. So they were in there, presumably could have been hostages. Who knows at this point? Possibly people working there. There are 3. It looks like there are 3 buildings in that 3 buildings there. It's not clear which building we're talking about with the active shooter, but we saw a line of about a dozen people walking out with hands up, getting out of there.
Well, witnesses have told us, or told authorities, that the people involved were wearing ski masks, upwards of 2. Now, one of the things that authorities are going to have to do, and many people don't understand what's going on in a circumstance like this, but with an active shooter in a building with hundreds of people, you don't know if this person is in there somewhere, takes off the mask, takes off the gear, and then tries to walk out with the people who are in there. So authorities have to clear each one of these people as they come out, identify them, know who they are. And so you're seeing here, that looks like more authorities trying to, again, secure this location. People in the area that we're talking about have been told to shelter in place, but we also saw from Rob McMillan some people who have probably been working near that area that have also been told to go ahead and leave, because this is clearly a situation that is fluid and very active.
And of course, you've got SWAT officers in there going through the building, going through room by room, crevice by crevice, clearing that area. And if they find people, they are letting them go, but still searching for what we believe at this point is at least 1 gunman.
At least 1, and we have heard from San Bernardino Police possibly 3. We do not know how this started, when this started, or all of the elements. There is certainly no motive at this point, but we do know, to reset what's happened here, that San Bernardino has responded to reports of an active shooter at a social services facility, multiple victims, and there are no arrests right now. Police, SWAT, sheriff, everyone is working to try and secure this scene. And again, we've seen triage areas where emergency personnel have at least been able to get into or past the area where you see Rob McMillan and start providing treatment to people who are injured and have gotten out of the building. We do know there are fatalities. Rob McMillan again reported from a source very close to him that he trusts upwards of 12 people could have been killed in this situation.
So we do have some information now. A device has been found, and they've referenced the name of the shooter. Not much more information than that, but 3 shooters were seen by witnesses, as you mentioned, Philip. But this is the north side of the building, so a device has been found. We do not have that actually confirmed, but someone has referenced the name of a shooter. More details are coming out as we look at authorities right now. Pat down a woman there, possibly one of the workers inside who has come out, but they've got to check everybody, as you mentioned, Philip.
And again, this is an active shooting situation. So many people from outside of the facility getting word from family and friends inside as to what was going on. Rob McMillan spoke with Marcus Aguilera, whose wife said to have escaped the shooting.
She said the guy came in next to her office and I guess started shooting. They locked themselves in her office. They seen bodies on the floor, and she said right now ambulance are taking people out in stretchers. She was able to get out of the building already, but there's still people inside.
Was she hurt? Is she okay?
No, she's okay. She said SWAT is already inside right now.
So that is from a man whose wife was in the building. Hopefully she is among these that you see leaving the building. Again, this is the Inland Regional Center. They provide social services, medical, and health. And from their Facebook page, we are hearing, or they say, they're identified as serving individuals with developmental disabilities in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. You can see with the volume of people leaving the facility, again, under their Facebook page, they have roughly 670 employees, staff members who are providing service to some 30,000 people. This is the facility you're looking at. Now, clearly 30,000 people are not there. This is the Riverside San Bernardino community that they serve. But you're talking about hundreds of people who were probably in that building at the time that this began.
Absolutely. So, of course, this is a long playing situation with, we saw the people that they are bringing out. They've then got to search each one of those people to make sure that that is not the shooter, or as you mentioned, Philip, you never know that a shooter can, disguise himself, come out and try to walk out with the rest of the victims. So they're having to painstakingly take, as you see on the right side of the screen, those people under the tree. They have their hands up. They've got to be searched, questioned, and made sure they are innocent victims in all of this.
And again, this all began some time ago. According to San Bernardino Fire, their first tweet about this came out roughly about 44 minutes ago. So this is going to be a situation that is very fluid. It's going to take some time to make sure that this is completely secured. They have cordoned off a large area. Rob McMillan is not really near this, but he is at the area where family, friends have been coming in after the day with electronic gadgets. Everybody has a cell phone, and people have been texting and calling their family members, telling them they're hiding in a room. They heard shots, they've seen bodies, and he has heard stories, secondhand accounts from people who have gotten word from inside the building. Now you can see and we know that a number of those cars that might look like just somebody's cars, whether they're trucks or something like that, we saw a lot of plainclothes police emergency vehicles zooming by Rob's location. So you can see this is a heavy emergency response here, trying to get this under control, which right now we just don't know if it is.
Don't know a lot about what's going on inside, but we do have JT.